Becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to transcendental nature like my own.
Nature like my own.
Why people enjoy and how they enjoy. If you come in contact with Sattva, then what happens? Then you will feel pure, nirmal. But Krishna says there is a problem.
Hi, welcome to KC Talks. In the series of podcasts that we are doing on Bhagavad Gita with Dr. Keshavananda Swami, we're entering into chapter 14, which is also called as Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Hare Krishna Swami. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. What does it mean?
Well, Traya means three. Guna means modes. Guna actually has many meanings in Sanskrit dictionary. Guna means multiplication, no?
Guna means multiplication.
Another meaning of guna is rope.
Okay.
Another meaning of guna is colors.
Okay.
Srila Prabhupada uses the word modes. By modes means characteristics. Guna means character. And also personality.
Yes.
What kind of guna he
Traits.
has? Traits actually. So Prabhupada uses this word modes of nature. 3 modes of nature.
Okay.
So there are 3 gunas, 3 type of people, 3 type of objects, 3 type of air. Everything can be divided into 3 categories according to the guna.
Okay.
That's all.
So it is translated in English by Srila Prabhupada as 3 modes of material nature. So what is Krishna telling in this chapter?
Well, first of all, in 13th chapter, there's a connection there. 13th chapter, Krishna told nature enjoy consciousness.
Yes.
That you should not enjoy and you should serve Krishna.
Yeah. You're not the enjoyer, you are a servant.
Servant.
And if you try to enjoy independently, you will only get dukkha.
Yeah.
But if you try to serve me, you will get the real enjoyment. And that's the only definition of enjoyment.
Yeah. So that's how. Now here in this chapter, what Krishna is doing, Krishna is trying to tell why people enjoy and how they enjoy. So you see so many enjoyers.
Yes.
So Krishna divides all those enjoyers into 3 categories. Like some person can divide enjoyers into many categories. They might say he's a drunkard, he's a womanizer, he's a gambler. That can also be division, no?
Yes.
Krishna divides into 3 categories.
Okay.
So he says the 3 categories are Rajogun, Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamagun.
Okay. What are gunas basically?
Gunas? You see, there are some energies of God which are acting on us. So the 3 energies of God which are acting on us.
Okay.
According to our desire. It's not that energy will act independently on you. According to desire, they'll start acting on you. So those 3 energies are called Rajogun, Sattvagun, Tamagun.
Okay. So they're all energies of God.
Yeah. And when they act on a person, then that person acquires some gunas. So 3 gunas.
Oh, okay.
So there are 3 gunas, Rajogun, Sattvagun, Tamagun.
Okay.
Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamagun, like that. Of material nature. Or 3 energies of material nature.
Okay.
So what are these? Krishna explains beautifully. If you Krishna says, yeah, becoming fixed in this knowledge of material modes of nature, one can attain to transcendental nature like my own. One can attain to transcendental nature like my own. Mama sadharmya agata.
Transcendental nature like my own.
So like he says, like Krishna is beyond 3 modes. A liberated person who knows him, they will also become beyond 3 modes. Sarge api na upajayante pralaya na vethantite. Thus established, one is not born at time of creation or disturbed at time of dissolution.
Okay.
Simple. So what are these? So here, Sattva, Rajas, Tama iti guna prakriti sambhava. Material nature consists of 3 modes: goodness, passion and ignorance.
Okay.
When living entity comes in contact with these 3 modes, he becomes conditioned by them.
Okay.
So we become affected by them. Now, if you come in contact with Sattvagun, this energy of God, Sattvagun, then what happens? Nirmalatvat prakasham anamayam. then you will feel pure, nirmal.
Hmm.
You will feel enlightened,
Hmm.
and you will feel sinless in your mind.
If you're in Sattva gun.
If you're in Sattva. And but Krishna says there is a problem.
Hmm.
Now you might say it's good, no?
Yeah,
You see,
sinlessness is good.
sinless, pure,
Hmm.
enlightened.
Yeah.
Krishna says no. Sukha sangena vadnati, jnana sangena chanaka. In this mode, what happens is person starts thinking, I am good.
Hmm.
And he starts enjoying that goodness.
Hmm.
So he's trapped.
Okay.
So I'll give you example. Just like people get up in the morning, they go in fresh air.
Hmm.
Just like your this in Secunderabad has Malabar Hills. What's that? Malabar Hills? Mahindra Hills,
In
for
the
example.
Yes.
So people are there, rich people. They go fresh air and they walk. It's so nice, no?
Hmm.
So they get addicted to it.
Hmm.
So you might say, what's wrong? It's nice, no, healthy.
Hmm.
But the point is that addiction will again force them to come in this material world, take rebirth.
Hmm.
You see, I'll tell you an example. So there was a Dalai Lama,
Hmm.
like previous to this, I think previous to previous.
Hmm.
So generally Dalai Lama has to be chosen, next they choose. When
Okay.
Dalai Lama is gone, then Dalai Lama is again born somewhere, they say.
Okay.
So they bring them from there. They have a system. So this Dalai Lama is told that in previous life I was like Dalai Lama, old one, and they got this Dalai Lama or previous one from Switzerland.
Okay.
Because he was born in Switzerland.
Okay.
This was previous one. So they asked, like, why are you born here? So he said, like, in previous life I was Dalai Lama, I visited this place.
Hmm.
And I liked it so much. So the land is nice now.
Okay.
So he'll be born. So that's the whole problem with Sattva.
You're addicted to Sattva.
Yeah,
You're addicted to thought process that you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Doing good. Hmm.
And this is nice. This is healthy.
Hmm.
Healthy food.
Hmm.
Yeah, healthy organic food and all these things.
Yes.
So in itself they are good.
Hmm.
You can't deny they are not good, no?
Yes.
But we should not get trapped in that. That's the whole idea. If we get trapped, then that's Sattva. Trap. And then there is Rajogun.
Hmm.
Rajogun is in mode of passion. When you are affected by mode of passion, there is unlimited desires and longings.
Hmm.
So when that mode of passion starts acting, then we think, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. There's so many things you have to do. So that's a problem. And because of this, what's the problem? Problem is karma sangena dehinam. Person is bounded in action and reaction. That's easy to understand, no? So he has to take birth. And Prabhupada says, mode of passion is characterized by attraction between man and woman.
Okay.
Lust. Anybody can understand. That's mode of passion. And eighth is tamas. Ignorance is what is ignorance? Ignorance is mode of darkness. Born of ignorance. Ignorance, the delusion of all about living entities. When tamogun starts acting on us, there is ajnanam, confusion, bewilderment, madness, sleep, laziness. All these things are there.
Okay.
And Krishna says, what's the problem of this? The problem is you will be bonded by laziness, sleep and madness. All these things will bind you. So that's three gunas which acts on people.
They say madness especially in this?
Yeah. Madness is there. Pramada.
What is madness in according to Bhagavad Gita?
Madness is, you can also take madness as madness.
Madness is craziness or madness is psychiatric problems?
You can say both of them. Srila Prabhupada translates what is madness. There are two levels of madness. One is when people are reluctant to make advancement in spiritual life. We call them mad. They are mad. They can't understand what's benefit for them. That's a mad person, no?
Yes.
And of course, psychiatric problems.
Psychiatric problems are madness.
All are madness.
Then that means a person with psychiatric problem is in the mode of tamoguna. Then how can they come out of it?
You bring them to Sattva.
And how?
So that's the question. So then, how question? So now Krishna, in rest of the chapter, he defines food in three modes.
Swamiji, before going there, you said madness is something like somebody who is reluctant to make progress in spirituality. That is madness. And real psychiatric problems are also, they're all in tamogun.
Yeah.
And sattva, rajogun is only lust, only sexual contamination.
No. Desire to attain money, women, wealth, women, wine, land.
Wealth, women, wine, land, everything. Desire to attain some materialistic thing is rajogun?
Yeah.
Oh. So then technically in the modern world, everybody is running for money.
Yeah.
Everybody is in rajogun.
Everybody is in rajogun.
So what is a problem? Is there a problem being in rajogun?
Yeah, there is a problem being in rajogun. That's what Krishna says. Rajogun will bind you in action and reaction, birth and death.
Oh.
Again and again you have to come in birth and death.
So all the capitalistic economy is rajogun.
All is rajogun. They have to come back. See, if your desires are unfulfilled, you will come back. If you go to a shop, you drink Coca-Cola, and then you go back home. If your desires are unfulfilled, you will go back again to the shop, no?
Yes.
That's all. Simple. Desires unfulfilled in this material world, you will come back.
Tell me, what is Sattva gun practical as an analogy in the world?
Sattva gun is, for example, people who are doing good.
Philanthropists?
Philanthropists, they are Sattva gun.
Philanthropists are mostly capitalists also.
See, the point is, they are not, all these gunas are not alone.
Oh, they are mishritas.
They are mishrit, they are mixed.
Okay.
But sometimes something is prominent, other times another thing is prominent. So in the morning you might meet a capitalist when you are doing morning walk. You might feel he's so nice, Satagun. In the afternoon you go to his office, he's like firing, you know. Rajogun. In the night he's drinking wine. Tamagun.
Oh. So it is not that one person will only be in one guna all the time. So the muna
keeps on changing.
It keeps on changing in a person also and during a day also.
Yeah.
In his life. Super, I understood. Now, yes, next level is food, you said.
So now, how to come in Satogun? Krishna is okay. Everything is in three gunas. So food is in mode of goodness, knowledge is in mode of goodness, tapa is in mode of goodness, speech is in mode of three modes. Speech, actions are in three modes, and then thoughts are in three modes. Everything is working in three modes.
So everything can be compartmentalized into three modes.
Three.
Okay.
Three. So for example, if you want to eat, so Krishna gives here, not in this chapter, but in further chapters, 16th and 17th, I'll come to that point. He gives examples of food in mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance.
Yes, he does.
So you choose food in mode of goodness. So he says freshly prepared food in mode of goodness. Food which is kept more than 3 hours, it goes in mode of passion. Mode of passion. And food which is stale and smelling, it is mode of ignorance. So choose that food. So all these we'll discuss later. But everything is in mode of three modes. So choose mode of goodness and lead your life. That's the whole idea. But don't be stuck there. Be there and then jump to spiritual platform.
Okay.
Be there. Mode of goodness will give you peace. Use that peace to understand God.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
And mode of Rajoguna, how can I jump into the spiritual platform?
You can't.
So we have to evolve.
Yeah.
From tamas to rajas to sattva, and then we should become spiritual.
Yeah. That's one technique.
Okay.
Krishna gives another technique also.
Okay.
And he says there's another technique. You can engage these three modes in my service.
Okay.
So like Hanuman, he engaged Rajogun in service of God. Isn't it? He was doing, I want to do this for Ram. He did so many things. You can engage Satogun in service of God. Like Rishi Munis are staying in forest doing tapa in Satogun. So that's engaging. And you can engage Tamogun also in service of God by sleeping on proper time and getting up on proper time. So you're using Tamogun to get fresh and then serving God.
Okay.
So like that you can do in three gunas. That's another technique which is easier to do. Because people, you have to work as a layman. You are working also, no job,
Yes.
and your family.
Hmm.
So you can use Rajogun. You can maintain care of your family, do job, but then give some fruits to Krishna. I told, like money you can contribute to God. Rest of the time you can do spirituality. So like this, we Vaishnav, Gyan Yogi, Dhyan Yogi, they try to come in Satogun. But Vaishnavs, they are very intelligent. They use all three gunas in service of God. Proper, that Ayurvedic doctor who came, proper treatment at proper time. So use gunas at proper time whenever there has to be used. So you'll be happy.
And how will we transcend now?
Yeah, that's good question. Arjuna asked this question. Krishna brings this point. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes, he can become free of birth and death, and old age and distress, and can enjoy nectar in this life. See?
In this life only. If you transcend.
Yeah. So Arjuna asks your question, same, 21st. By what symptoms one is known to transcend these three modes? What is his behavior and how does he transcend? And how does he transcend the modes of nature? See?
Yes.
3 questions. What are symptoms? What is his behavior? And how does he transcend? So Krishna answers here. Krishna answers, then what is his nature? What are his symptoms? So symptoms, for example, it's a big verse, 20 to 25. Symptoms like, for example, he's not disturbed in victory and loss. You might have heard this, no?
Yes.
He's not. He sees gold as a lump of stone. He sees other women as his mother, and he is not disturbed in praise and blame, honor and dishonor. He treats alike both enemies and friends. It's a big things,
Yes.
And that means he has transcended. He's renounced everything in his mind. He's not attached to anything. He doesn't long for things when they disappear. So you see, this is so nice. So like that. And then what is his behavior? Here behavior is there. Mam javi vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sasgunyan samtityan brahma bhuhyaya kalpate. His nature is, he comes to the level of Brahman. That means he becomes like God. This is important. He doesn't become God. He becomes like God. Just like God is pure and unattracted to this material world, he becomes like that.
Okay.
And thinks of everybody's welfare. How to do that? How to go there? Again, you were asking Bhakti Yoga.
Yes, again Bhakti came there.
Mam cha vicharena bhakti yogena se. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature. See?
Come again, Swamiji. One
who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of nature.
In whatever situation or circumstances he is put, but still if he does devotional service, then he can transcend the modes of material nature. It is what is...
Yeah, that's what.
I got the answer now.
See? It's a beautiful verse. And then he finishes this chapter here.
So like you said, every last verse of Bhagavad Gita ends with Bhakti.
Yeah. You see, I told you.
Have you picked it something or any acharyas have commented like that?
Well, I mean to say, it is my observation.
Your observation.
Yeah. And one can try it out and he can see.
So the only way that you can transcend the modes of material nature is, no matter in whatever circumstances and situations you are placed, if you try to do service to the Lord unconditionally, irrespective of your material condition, then you can transcend the modes of material nature. It's a beautiful observation.
Yeah. So that's how these 3 modes of material nature Krishna describes here. Now in further chapters he will describe more about modes of nature and also about himself. So I think we all have to change our vision, This is what Krishna, in last 6 chapters, that's what he's trying to say. Change your vision, change your perspective to see this material world.
Okay.
Don't see this material world in mundane categories. See through my eyes. So God sees everything in Rajagun, Tamagun, Satagun.
Okay.
That's what we have to categorize. So whenever, suppose you see this mic, practically, So you have to decide, this mic is in Rajogun, Tamogun, Satogun.
Okay.
So what do you say?
When it is used for the service of the Lord, then probably it is in Sattva-gun.
It is beyond.
Yeah, it is beyond gun.
So, but if it is used for Hollywood songs, it becomes in Rajogun.
Then it becomes Rajogun.
And if it is used, we don't use it, it is in Tamogun.
It is always in Tamogun without no usage.
Yeah. And
Then-
if you use it to sing good like philanthropic songs or something like that, it becomes in Satogun. So like that. So then you have to decide. You have to use it not in Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. You have to use it beyond gunas in service of.
In the service of the Lord.
Yeah. So like that we decide what. But in service of Lord, so everything you have to practice like that. Flowers are also in Satogun, Tamogun, Rajogun. Like rose flower, good smell, they are in Satogun. Bad smell flowers, they are in Tamogun. Wild flowers, poisonous, they are in Rajogun. So avoid those and take Satogun.
Okay.
So that's how we have practiced, apply Bhagavad Gita, and we perfect.
So the practical takeaway from this chapter is, no matter in whatever situation you are, if you try to transcend that particular situation and do unconditional service to the Lord, then you will transcend all the three modes of material nature.
So if anybody can't understand Rajogun, Satogun, Tamogun, best is use that thing in service of God. That's what Krishna is saying.
Super.
Then you transcend all. Use it for service of God, you are beyond modes.
Yeah.
That's how we have to remember things.
Understand this. Thank you so much, Swamiji. So it's a practical application of the modes of nature, and
modes of nature.
And more than that, I felt the important point in this particular chapter is you have to do service of the Lord irrespective of your conditionings, irrespective of your situations that you are placed in.
Yeah, that's true.
And then that will make you transcend the three modes of material nature. Yeah. Thank you so much for your insight, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.